Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside head coach Daron Schoenrock. And Coach, let's go over last week and let's start off with the midweek game. It was another one of those grinded out ball games against Arkansas State over at FedEx Park.
Yeah, you know they did enough late in that game to push the lead out to 2. We kept it close, and then we had a little scuffle in the bullpen again. And Tommy's club's playing real well right now, and we came out on the short end, but I think our guys competed, and we just couldn't find that big hit at the key moment.
Coach, you turn around, you got Alcorn State over the weekend. It's your non-conference weekend, and at this point, with some of the bigger conferences like the Big 12 going to 10 teams, they don't have the bye week, so you take who you can get over the weekend, Alcorn State, and you pulled out the sweep. That was a kind of a trap weekend. If you lose one of those games, it could have been disastrous, but you're able to grind through the 3 games.
Yeah, one, Alcorn State is the record's not good, but I talked to their coach Barrett Ray, who's a good friend of mine afterwards, and when the dust settled at the end of the series, they're very athletic. One thing I was very impressed with is they play the game the right way. They're very classy. They were a challenge to pitch to, and because they attack in the box, and if you mislocate pitches, they can really hurt you. And we found, all 3 games kind of unfolded differently. Friday was a pitcher's duel, and Caleb hung in there and gave us a chance to win. Saturday we went about 4 or 5 innings and didn't compete and had to come from behind and snuck it out. And then Sunday I thought we put a real good offensive game together. And so you saw kind of 3 different ways you can win games over the weekend. You
mentioned that they've got some players, they just probably have a little bit too many holes in the lineup and maybe in some infield positions, but they jumped out in all 3 games. They were even in the 10-run game on Sunday, they jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And if they don't make a few base running mistakes, they really could have expanded that lead.
Yeah, and luckily Sunday we defended the field very well, so they had to earn everything they got. We didn't give them anything. They barreled some balls up on Colin early, kind of got us back on our heels, but then, offensively, I thought we really, even when we're down 3-0 at that point, I felt like we had hit as many balls hard as they did, and we just kind of, got together in the dugout and said, keep approaching it like you are, it's going to fall. And in the middle part of the game, they started falling for us, and then we were able to really expand the lead late with a few short game things, but mostly with just good quality at bats.
Well, that weekend probably came at just the right time for you because you got to move Zach Schreithenthal pretty much to your regular third baseman. It gave him a chance to get a lot of at-bats over the weekend in a non-conference series.
Yeah, I think Zach's going to continue to improve. Now that he's playing every day and he's going to be in there every day, and he'll get the feel for competitive at-bats. It's unfortunate that we lost Drew for the year, but it's going to give Zach opportunities. And you saw 1 inning there late in that game with Zach and Darian Tubbs and Chris Carrier back to back to back. They all 3 hit balls hard and ran the bases well, and you saw a little bit of the Tiger future there unfold at the bottom part of that lineup.
Chris Carrier's another guy you've been able to give a few starts to this year.
Chris has got some tremendous bat speed, and he is. The ball comes off his bat as hard as anybody we have in the program, and it's just a matter of getting him some experience. There hasn't been a lot of faltering in the outfield. We're getting very good offense from our 2 corner outfield spots is what Chris plays. We got him some at-bats as a DH just to get him in the box some, and he responded well. So excited to see Chris do that, and Daron is starting to give us better at-bats, down there in the bottom part of the order now, and you can see how electric he is when he does get on the bases. He was able to tie that game up just with pure speed, which enabled us to kind of go back in and pressure him a little bit more to get the lead.
Probably the best thing Darion's done is really improve his walk-to-strikeout ratio. It's about even now, which is it's good for anybody, much less a freshman who started kind of in the hole as a lot of freshmen do with a high amount of strikeouts. He's almost got it to 50-50.
Yeah, what Daron was dealing with early is the biggest jump that the freshman has to make at this level is to understand that the pitchers we face have the ability to locate pitches. They're not just throwers, and you have to earn your walks. They're not going to walk you just on 4 straight pitches, and so Daron, and once he made that adjustment, he's fouled off some pitches to get rid of some borderline pitches, and then able to draw his walk. So that's been very impressive. We're grooming him obviously to be a leadoff hitter of the future. It just hasn't lined up to where we're doing that now with him, but he's starting to think and act and throw at bats together more like you want a leadoff guy to do.
Well, Coach, next week we're going to talk about your midweek matchup in Jackson with Vanderbilt. So let's go ahead and look ahead to USF this weekend down in Tampa. It's the first time we've been there since your first year in 2005. It'll be much different. They're a much different program now. They've got a brand new, I don't know if it's brand new, it'll be a brand new stadium to us to play down there, but a lot of things have changed down with that program with the Bulls.
Yeah, you know, they were an old Conference USA opponent, and then they went to the Big East, and they were able to hire Lalo Prado back from University of Louisville and built the stadium, and you know, they're in that talent-rich Tampa area, struggling and fighting to keep some of those kids at home, which they have been able to do now since the stadium opened. So they'll be very athletic. Their year has gone kind of like ours, kind of up and down, some good days and some bad days, but two programs that I think that are very similar in records and statistical. You know, I know their Friday and Saturday starters have had very good starts to their season. Be a challenge on the road, but I'm anxious to get back in conference play and see what happens.
Overall record, they're just a few games ahead of you. In the conference, though, they've been able to kind of solidify themselves, at least for right now. There's still 4 weekends to go, but they've been able to stay in that top 4 in the league.
Yeah, they've got some tough opponents left, but they you know, I think their weekend pitching is giving them a chance to do okay on the weekends, and you know, that's the key, is you get good starts and you guys keep in the game for 5 or 6 innings, and it falls in the hands of the bullpen, and let's see how it unfolds. But they'll be a challenge, and I'm anxious to you know, obviously our team plays with a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger behind Caleb. We got to get them playing that way behind John and Colin, and again, keep the game under control for 5 or 6 innings, and you know, let's see if we can get our bullpen back to where it was at the beginning of the season.
You've got 15 games left in the season, 12 of those conference games. If you look at it just from a statistical standpoint, you've played the top 3 teams in the league already. 2 of those are road series. The back half of the schedule, it's not going to be easy, but statistically you're not playing 3 teams that are right now projected to be in the regionals.
Yeah, you know, and then after South Florida this weekend, you'll have the top 4 out of the way.
Right.
So there's some wins left for us there if we play and take care of business how we need to, and we continue to stress with this team. My concern is always with more of what we do than what opponents do and who we're playing, and that's kind of the approach we took with Alcorn this weekend. Is let's concentrate and focus on who we are, not what the opponent is, and our team has done a pretty good job of that. They hear it every day, and it'll be real important as we go down this home stretch.
Should enjoy the hot weather though.
It'd be great to we're finally getting into baseball weather, and I think you're going to see, you know, you saw a few more balls fly this weekend,
Yeah.
Not necessarily home runs, but we were able to find more gaps, and which our lineup is built more for gap type people than just pure, you know, 10 to 15 home run guys. So hopefully our doubles will go up now, and now you combine doubles with the way we can run the bases, and you have the opportunity to score more runs.
All right, Coach, we'll see you down in Tampa.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is head coach Daron Schoenrock. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.